Can I stop fermentation early to keep my brew sweet? The short answer is yes. The long answer is it's pretty impractical to do on the homebrewing scale. And it runs some risks. Yeasts are not going to listen when you just shout stop at a carboy, even if you're trying to use stabilizing chemicals to do it. Yeast are going to continue fermenting until one of three factors is met. Either they've consumed all of the sugars, or they've hit an alcohol tolerance that they cannot ferment past, or you raise the temperature so high that the yeast die. Pasteurization. If you want to keep your brew sweet, there are really only two reliable options on the homebrew scale. Number one is pasteurizing, and it's not a thing I like to recommend. And generally, you want to do pasteurization when fermentation is actually done, because stopping the yeast early sometimes can leave off flavors in your brew that the yeast would have otherwise cleaned up. And so really what we recommend is letting your brew finish all the way to completion, all the sugars fermented out, and then do one of these two processes. So pasteurization. You put your carboy in the fridge, let it get nice and cold so most of the yeast drop out of suspension, rack it over into a new container, sweeten it up to your preference, and bottle immediately. And then you're going to put that in a hot water bath until your temperature inside the bottle gets up to 140 degrees. Leave that for 22 minutes at that temperature, and then let it naturally cool. And you're going to want to do that with closed bottles. You can use an open bottle to test the internal temperature, but you want pasteurizing to be the very last step before you put your brew into age. Because if you're pasteurizing in an open bottle, there is still some risk that a wild yeast will get in there and start fermentation over again. The most reliable way to end up with a sweet drink is to chemically stabilize using metabisulfite and sorbate to basically stunt your yeast's ability to continue fermenting. And then 24 hours after you've added the right dosage of both sorbate and sulfite, you can backsweeten. And if you're backsweetening with honey, a lot of times that's going to make it pretty murky. And since you've chemically stabilized, you can just let it sit and clear back up. Then, as long as the gravity has not changed over a few days, you can bottle with no worries. Never bottle a partially fermented brew. You're just asking for bottle bombs, which can be incredibly dangerous. Sweetness comes from your control over your brew, not by chance.